it seems like the talking points around the LA wildfires have really shifted. First, it was like, the McClimate, Bernie Sanders, Donald Trump must take care of McClimate, all this stuff. Then people are like, wait a minute. I see a bunch of Alejandro people or homeless people starting fires. Then people are like, well, it's the winds. It's the winds. Then last night, I feel like they have updated the NPC talking points. I wanted to share a little bit of this clip with you, both of you, and get your reactions because it's really bizarre to me. The new NPC talking point is, won't anybody think of the firefighters? By the way, to be clear, nobody's criticizing the firefighters. I haven't seen it anywhere. People are talking about management. People are talking about, the leadership, the head of the fire department. But now everyone's here. They trot Bill Burr out there, by the way, who's a total fraud. He's not your friend. He's not an everyman just because he made fun of woke nonsense one time. They trot him out there, and he has two pretty specific lines I want to get your takes on here.
And I think everybody did a great job.
Yeah.
Unlike the internet,
Yeah, right. I know. It's right.
Oh, my God. All of these fire experts. Why didn't you just fly a helicopter into the ocean? And then just, I don't know, because there was 100-knot wind?
By the way, nobody was saying that. Again, so they're going to the, won't you think about the firemen?
You want to do that at night, you lunatic?
How are you?
This was definitely mismanaged.
That's a big word we're hearing now.
They ran out of water. I don't know what else you would call that. And then later, they're pivoting to
Have
this.
a hang glider? And they're talking about looting, but CNN and Fox News are not going to bring up the insurance companies that are just going to keep everybody's premiums and still give themselves.
So it's now firemen good. Stop making fun of firemen, which is not anything anyone's doing. And now it's also insurance companies bad.
So basically, if the insurance companies are bad, then that means that there was no mismanagement.
Correct.
Why am I seeing a false equivalency here?
Yeah. It's so weird.
These two unrelated things.
It's
not even apples to oranges. It's apples to pancakes, basically.
Yeah.
At this point.
So I wanted to get your take on that. I'll go to Styx first since you started here. Like, what do you make of this? Because it's pretty obviously mismanagement. And now they're just like, but won't you think of the firemen and insurance companies? He literally in this clip, by the way. Oh, I forgot to share this part.
It's a bonus.
Wait for this.
Free Luigi.
So, like,
what?
So he hit him with the free Luigi. Luigi Mangione famously had some sort of psychotic break, or some people believe, an asset. And he,
become this anti-big corporation folk hero.
What people don't know is the reason that the insurance companies left San Francisco is because they were telling California, yo, you're doing literally nothing to mitigate wildfires. There's going to be a wildfire. We need to raise our rates. And California said, you can't raise the rates. So they left. Now, I'm not going to simp for insurance companies. But again, this is kind of another low IQ appeal to the emotional left. More insurance companies, more firefighters. No. It was hiring overweight LGBTQ losers who didn't know how to do their jobs. That's how you got there. Gavin Newsom is why California is burning as bad as it is. I'm not going to pretend that wildfires are never going to happen, but the level of devastation is clearly DEI management. What do you think of this new NPC talking point, Styx?
Well, first, I wanted to ask you a question. I want to ask you both. Do you think that Gavin Newsom, in that interview where he was rocking back and forth and grinning, do you think he was on drugs?
Yes. 100%.
Probably.
100%.
But new drugs that he doesn't always take. I kind of assume a lot of politicians take some kind of like Adderall or upper.
Yeah, he was on amphetamines of some sort. Yeah.
That was my take. Yeah. What I think is it's clear mismanagement. There's no other way to put it. Okay, the water pressure is low. Why? Oh, because we can't drain the reservoir for environmental reasons. We have to protect the smelt.
Yeah.
Why are there not more firefighters here? Well, there aren't enough of them. Well, why aren't there not enough of them, in drought conditions? Oh, because, we increased the budget, but it didn't pace inflation. But don't worry, we imported some of them from Mexico. That's the most surreal part of this. Is that I believe they declined firefighters from Oregon, but then they're willing to bring them in from Mexico.
Yeah,
Typical Newsom.
Yeah, it's very
Is that way
weird.
Newsom can say, like, look, Mexico and California have a great relationship and we're not mean to illegals or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, oh, all praise Canada. People are making fun of Canada. Canada sent one plane to drop water. Oh, Canada's so great.
Didn't one of their helicopters crash, though, a couple days ago?
No, it hit a drone. An airplane hit a civilian drone. But the fact of the matter is, why didn't you have that plane then? You have billions upon billions of dollars. Why doesn't California have super scoopers, which is what those planes are? Like you have unlimited firefighters from the prison system. It's not a firefighter issue. It's a management issue. And now the media has changed the narrative. Now it's evil Trump supporters are attacking our brave firefighters. And it's like,
which is ludicrous.
I haven't seen anybody doing that. I haven't seen anybody say, oh, the boots on the ground are why this is bad. They can't put out fires if they don't have water. They can't put out fires when you don't clear away all this brush, which Donald Trump told you to do 10 years ago, but you didn't do it because Trump told you to do it.
We need to consult Greta Thunberg immediately.
Yeah.
She'll have a solution.
I think they're going to be able to successfully change this narrative. What do you think, Hannah Claire?
I don't know as of right now, only because there are so many residents of California who are furious and who do feel as though like the impact is bad. I haven't heard of any like boots on. I mean, they're very busy, but I haven't heard of any boots on the ground firefighters who are like, "Hey, lay off, media." Like, we don't.
Not
sometimes
one.
you get like one of those guys going viral. And what Hassan did an interview with one of the inmate firefighters. Did you see this?
No.
There was a clip of him interviewing like an inmate firefighter, and I think it's from the current wildfire, but the inmate was like, oh yeah, we get treated well out here. Like, yeah, we're not making a great wage, but like we get food, people thank us, they treat us like humans. I mean, it's more freedom than we get when we're in prison. So like some of the narratives that were coming up about like who's fighting the fire or whatever seem to be disappearing pretty quickly. And I think that the reality is Californians are going to want some kind of restitution or answer. And I think really it was telling when Gavin Newsom was like, well, we're going to have the Olympics and the Super Bowl. So like, I'm sure it'll get rebuilt. Like he doesn't actually care about very much as long as he's able to basically the equivalent of what he did when Xi Jinping came over from China and he like scrubbed San Francisco for a day. If he can make a shiny new stadium in time for the Super Bowl, if he can get enough streets cleared for the Olympics, then he'll be like, California's repaired. And the average working class Californian will not see the same kind of impact. And I think that will make it so they are constantly going back to the government and saying, you owe us something because there wasn't water. There wasn't basic maintenance done to make sure that the fires, while there's always a risk of wildfires in this area, that they weren't as heightened as they were. No one thinks California can control the wind, right? Like there are some things that I think people will let go of, but this idea that the accusation of mismanagement is ludicrous is, I think, insulting to most Californians.
The funny part is that Newsom and others will bring up the Super Bowl. That's very important. Don't worry, there will still be a Super Bowl, everyone. Oh, your home burned down, so you don't have a TV to watch the Super Bowl? Well, that really sucks. We'll get to it later. And it's just really callous. It's the sort of thing that you get from the liberal mentality over and over again. It's a callousness towards the average person. This is why, like, Trump is going to bring his garbage truck to the inauguration. He's trying to appeal to working class people and actually walks the walk and delivers for them. The liberals, meanwhile, they'll say that they care about the working class. but then they don't do anything for them. When their houses are burning down, when their pets are literally being fried in their homes and stuff like that, there's no help for you. They'll get to it, a couple weeks later. Maybe it might take a month.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've cooled off on this destroying Newsom's career because he's just going to pivot to well, what could I have possibly done? It's climate change. Look at what we did. We had the Olympics. We had the Super Bowl. Everything's fine. And he's probably still. Do you think the Democrats will actually have a primary in 2028?
Oh, I think they will.
I mean, can you imagine? It's going to be
Maybe.
an electric time. I hope we're all still really blessed enough to be doing what we're doing right now. Because think about that dais. You're going to have Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom. I mean, you are going to have a real murderer's row of turds up
Do
there.
you remember in, I guess it was like 2019, 2020, when they had their primary, and it was just like packed whenever there was a debate or a town hall or whatever. It took 2 nights because there were so many candidates and every single one of them seemed like not very even to the liberal leaning media. I don't really watch SNL, but occasionally I'll watch their parody clips of the town halls or debates, and it was clear there was no front runner at that time, that there was no candidate that anyone was actually excited about, and I suspect you'll get a similar it's too far away to tell for sure, but I assume the 2027 to 2028 primary season will be the same way, in large
It'll
part
be a bunch of freaking yahoos, right? They'll just
Right,
be a bunch
and-
of
It'll be
Cornelius.
It'll be a bunch of also-rans that can't possibly win in a general. And my suspicion is that they're going to try to Obama it up again. They're going to get some relatively unknown dark horse candidate who's relatively young and charismatic, and they're going to try to Obama it up again.